One of the things that we've learned as researchers in psychology is that the higher the expectations you have for a student, the better that they perform. And so we give a message that we expect you to come here, work hard, and succeed. And we will do everything we can to help you succeed.
And I have found that the students here at UC Merced, the best students here measure up with the best students anywhere. And as a result, my colleagues and I don't treat you any different. Our expectations for you are just as high as where we went to school. You are no different than any other UC. In fact, we expect you to be better than all the other UCs at the end of the day.
This is one of the 10 campuses of the University of California, and students are expected to work very hard. If you're not willing to put a lot of effort, a lot of reading into your courses, this is probably not the place for you. If you are very enthusiastic, have a lot of energy and dedication, and your major, your career is very important to you, that's the kind of student we want here at UC Merced.
But the biggest thing when coming to a system, an institutional system that you're not aware with, is to utilize those office hours that the professors are giving you, because you really get a sense of how you want how the professor wants the class to be run, what he's expecting of you individually.
The most successful students that I have in all of my courses are the ones that come to me regularly with questions or email me regularly. Your TAs are a resource. They're not someone who are out to get you, and the biggest advice I can give to you is use that resource.
Get to know your professors. That's my main thing, whether it's going to office hours, asking questions during lecture or discussion, because then it shows the professor that you really do care for the class. You're there because you want to be there, not because you have to be there, since it's a general ed requirement.
Even if you don't have a question about the class, just go to the office hours and introduce yourself and sit down with the professor and have a conversation, and it'll really make you more comfortable with the professor.
I encourage students to come also to see me about any problems throughout the whole semester. My office is always open, email appointments. And in fact, I'm often disappointed that they don't take advantage of that more. So I'm always sort of urging my classes to come and see me.
Sometimes students don't understand something, and I might not know they don't understand it. They might have some misunderstanding that never even occurs to me, and I can't figure out how to explain it to them in a way that makes sense to them. And if you don't speak in class, it might not be until you're writing something for a grade that comes out.
It's not every class you're going to get right away. But if you have a good relationship with your TA and your professor, you can go in and say, hey, I didn't do so well on this exam. What am I missing? What am I not getting? And if you have that relationship from going into office hours on a regular basis, it makes it a lot easier.
We're not the principal, and one of the things that will help you most is to get to know your instructors, both your teaching assistants and the lecturer, the professor. We all welcome your visits, and those things will help you succeed more than anything else.
In my experience, as important is study skills. This is not high school.
I think in high school I was able to get away with just paying attention in class, doing my homework, and then at the end of the week taking a test. But the difference here at UC Merced is that I do have to take the time to study on a regular basis during the week, and not only pay attention in class and do my assignments.
No one's going to hold your hand in college, which is a good thing, but it also means that you need to take responsibility for your assignments and how they need to be formatted, every little detail. You need to know, because no one's going to stand there and tell you.
In school here, you don't have your parents standing over you making you do your homework, and it's a little bit less structured than high school. So you have to learn how to bide your time, and meanwhile, maybe you're in a sport, maybe you're in a play, maybe you're dating somebody, maybe you're living with a roommate for the first time. There are all kinds of distractions, but those distractions are also part of the educational mission, because coming to college for many students is a transition to adulthood.
So as far as academics, the main monster that you have to tackle is procrastination.
A very important thing that I found is that a lot of students tend to just kind of take it easy the first couple of weeks, and those are the weeks that are most crucial. That's when you start learning the foundation of what you're going to be learning through the entire semester. So if you don't get on board in those couple weeks, it's a much harder road to hoe than it would have been otherwise.
To understand a lecture class, whether it's Social 1 or Physics 1, do the readings beforehand. It's so simple, but the professor's lecture will make 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times more sense if you've actually read what they're going to talk about.
Read your syllabus because some professors, they don't care if you miss a deadline because it's all in the syllabus.
It would be nice when you show up if you turn some of the electronics off in class, and I think you'll get a lot more out of it.
Work when you have blocks of free time. Don't just hang out in the Lantern or on the quad or online. You can get away from Facebook for a few minutes.
Focusing on your studies, that's like the main thing, is make sure you know your priorities. Like, you can't use Merced for academics.
One of the most important things you can do when you're here as a student is to take advantage of the advising opportunities we offer in Shaw. That is, there are a number of student advisors that will help you design your coursework, to help you keep you on track, help you understand what courses you can and should take, help you think about the kinds of majors that you'd like to engage in, and then finally, keep you moving forward.
Going to university really gives you the opportunity to have a reality check and really see what's important in life and whether or not you're gonna live your dream.
The university itself will provide so much for you, and I think it's just to really take what is provided to you and run with it.
If you're smart enough to get here, to be a University of California student, you're smart enough to succeed. What's going to differentiate those of you who succeed from those of you who don't is how hard you work.